What's up, Videolanders? I'm Brad.
I'm Mark.
I'm April.
And tonight we're going to adventure through the sights and sounds of
10 Cloverfield.Lane.
Alright.
It's been a mile.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Welcome, guys, to the Dragon's Lair.
Thank you.
Start off there. I think we should just start off with hellos and how you doings.
Hi, April.
Mark.
Alright, well, how would you feel, Mark, if 10 Cloverfield.Lane, this movie that we just finished, okay?
Yeah.
How would you feel if this was the sequel to Godzilla?
I would feel pretty bad.
Because you're a big Godzilla. Tell them about your Godzilla
I am
stuff.
a big Godzilla fan, and like Godzilla, what came out 2014?
Yeah,
Not
something
enough.
like that, yeah.
Not enough Godzilla.
Matthew Broderick Godzilla?
No.
Oh,
Good gravy now.
My bad.
Do I honestly think Matthew Broderick Godzilla is better than this or the 2014 Godzilla?
Really?
Yeah.
Is that Michael Bay Godzilla? What Godzilla
That's
are you
Roland
referring
and
to?
Rich Godzilla.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, if something like this was a sequel to Godzilla, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, pissed even.
I'm pissed even.
Yeah.
But,
Uh-huh.
let's talk about 10 Cloverfield.Lane.
Yeah, let's talk about 10 Cloverfield.Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie here was, man, no one even knew about this movie until like 2 months ago. And then they just launched it on us. And I guess they got some funding through Force Awakens or something like that, Bad Robot. And then they just made this movie and they released a trailer 2 months ago and here it is.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, Super Bowl halftime, I was like, wow, that's coming out. I didn't know it was coming out this soon.
Yeah.
So I was surprised.
Were you guys fan of Cloverfield 1?
Yeah.
Well, I can't really say. I better stop myself because people are going to piss on me for this one, okay?
I won't.
Because it's not a sequel.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
It's not a prequel.
It might be a
It's not
subplot.
it's a weird
sub-story. Side story.
Yeah. Okay, guys. J.J. Abrams has said this is a blood relative to Cloverfield, straight from the horse's mouth.
It's the stepsister.
What's a blood relative?
The sister, the brother, the mom.
So
the
that
dad.
means this. We don't know exactly what this is,
So it's related.
but it's fucking close.
Yeah.
It's
They
close
both
to the
have
source
aliens.
material.
Yeah.
Is that what this movie had?
Those were aliens.
I don't know what the fuck they were. They were like...
That
were
wasn't
they-
anything man-made.
Yeah, I mean, the things crawling around were aliens, but the fucking ships look like something straight out of War of the Worlds.
That wasn't
Yeah.
a ship, that was an alien. It
was like an alien
ate-
ship.
Yeah, it was like an alien with a
fucking
tongue who
Yeah.
ate things, but it was a ship at the same time. It was.
Are we sure this isn't
But
Die Hard?
let's get back to Cloverfield 1.
Are we sure
Mark.
this isn't Die Hard 6, though?
I don't think
Because
so.
this is John McClane's daughter, who gets trapped in a cellar.
She didn't get trapped in a cellar.
She's
She gets
crawling-
kidnapped
she-
into a cellar.
What did I say?
Trapped.
Yeah, depends. But she's in this cellar. She's even crawling through ventilation shafts.
Yeah. She could
Just
do
like
it
her
all.
dad, John McClane.
Yeah, she pretty much.
Except she didn't have a big lighter. She had
Yeah, she didn't have a lighter,
flashlight.
yeah. And then she said yippee-ki-yay in this movie, and she blew up the
You're
space.
such
Oh,
a liar.
yeah. I think I would enjoy this movie if it was Die Hard. How many Die Hards are there now?
I don't know.
Live Free or Die Hard was 4. Die was 6.
You're such a liar.
I don't even know, but this would have made a better Die Hard movie than the last Die Hard movies.
Uh-huh.
It would be awesome if this was just the Die Hard movie and it's like Bruce Willis. Tell me this at the beginning of this movie when she's talking to her boyfriend Ben,
Yeah.
which I heard was Bradley Cooper's voice. I don't know. Okay, but wouldn't it be awesome?
No, I don't think so.
I heard it was Bradley
Was he
Cooper.
uncredited?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so. I'm not for sure, but wouldn't it be awesome if the person she was talking to was her dad, John McClane? Okay, and he got roasted, but we know he didn't because John McClane, he's out there kicking alien ass, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets kidnapped, trapped, whatever in this cellar. Would that make a better movie than what we just got?
That would make a better movie.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Cloverfield 1 real quick, and then we'll get back to this blood relative movie.
It's been so
10
long since I've seen it.
Cloverfield.Lane. Yeah.
Dumb college kids having a party.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Yeah. And let's see, what? Do they see the monster right away?
Man, it's been a minute since I wanted to watch Cloverfield before I watched 10 here, just so I
Yeah.
could get refreshed on it, but I didn't get a chance to.
That's not one that you can just go to Walmart and buy either.
I think you can now. I was at Walmart a couple days ago and I saw it, but
Yeah.
they're just crossing it, with trying to get that money, with 10 Cloverfield.
Well, I gotta go find it.
Yeah, the only thing I remember, because Brad was asking me earlier tonight, was I sat in the theater. We had to sit in the front row because it was pretty packed.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing. And I don't do well with like the
Shaky
camera,
thing,
the shaky, like
Yeah,
that kind
kinda
of
hard to
filming. And so I actually had to leave because I got sick, and then I spent the most of the time out in the lobby while they
Yeah,
finished
I remember
watching the
that
movie.
because you have an issue with that when it comes to
Motion
shaky
sickness
cam,
and
you know,
things.
video games, anything like that.
Yeah,
But it's really
it was
interesting.
really bad.
It's really interesting too. They call it this a blood relative, but the first one was found footage, and this one isn't found footage at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so it's it's a weird movie. You know, like
okay.
did you like? Okay, let's.
I actually liked it,
Okay.
except for the last 5-10 minutes. I'm not sure about the time. I thought it didn't have to be a blood relative of Cloverfield.Lane or Cloverfield. It could have just stood on itself and been like a really great like thriller suspense movie, and then it went all
And
weird
that's
at the end.
and that's my issue. I'd rather it just be that because
They did a really good job with that.
Yeah,
I thought this was a good movie. I was entertained
agree.
enough because John Goodman.
Oh yeah.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
he played an excellent character.
Just good. John Goodman is John.
So
he's
underrated.
fucking- John Goodman is amazing.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of what's his name from Big Lebowski? Walter. He had a little bit of Walter. He had a little bit of Barton Fink. You know, the character that he plays in that
Yeah.
movie. He had a little bit of just John Goodman, cuddly and vicious, because he can turn that on and off. He can be sweet and sincere, and then he can just be the devil. You know, and he's awesome at that. So this movie, I was entertained when I was watching it for that, but then the whole movie, the script was actually, I think, titled like The Cellar is what it was called, and it seems like they took this fun, tension-filled script, and then they just nailed Cloverfield to it.
Yeah, they
Doesn't
flipped it big
they
time.
flipped it?
I think they did that for marketing purposes only because it really didn't need that. I didn't think.
Yeah.
John Goodman kept you guessing the whole time. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he helping them from... I mean, they needed a reason to have them in the bunker underground, so they had to have some kind of fallout, aliens, something like that.
I was telling Mark, like I think it was in the middle of the movie, I was like, this feels like a joke that you've heard and that you've laughed at before, but you know the punchline.
Yeah.
And when they get to the punchline, you don't want to interrupt. You didn't interrupt because someone's telling a joke, right? You didn't want to interrupt the story. You just listen to the joke. And you know the punchline's coming, and after the punchline comes, you're like, huh. It's good.
That's really funny.
That's a funny joke. And that's how I felt like this. It was good, but I knew the aliens were coming. Like, there was no surprise with John Goodman, really. Yeah, he ended up being kind of he was a villain. I mean, we don't even know what happened to that girl. Did he kidnap this girl and kill her then?
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely a bad guy. I mean, he blew that Gallagher away right in the head, the actor.
Right.
Yeah, Emmett blew him away.
But, sort of in his defense, he admitted, even though he made it up, that he was going to make a weapon.
Mhm.
And if you're down there with, you know...
What a shitty story. If you're going to make up a fucking story to
yeah,
lie...
he kind of dug his own grave there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You can't make up fucking dumb stories like that. He could have told any story he wanted, but he chose to come up with that story.
Right.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a bullet in the head.
And if she killed that, or if he killed that girl, and maybe disposed of her the same way, I mean, he only had, as far as we know, one barrel of that, whatever that
Hydrochloric
acid was.
Yeah.
So you're like, and it was full when he opened it. So I'm like, did you use that, or do you have more than that?
Oh, you just put the body in there.
Yeah,
and then
but
it'll raise the levels
Breaking Bad stuff.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
was saying,
Yeah.
I was Breaking Bad, it'll disintegrate the bones. But it should have been a different color. It shouldn't have been so
I was thinking
pristine
it
and
would- yeah.
clear. It should have been a little muddied if
Right.
he'd used it for her body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe this was the second barrel for when the apocalypse into the world came. You know, since it was conspiracy theorist.
Well, I had a bunch of little issues with this movie, and a bunch of little issues add up to one big problem for me. And some of those little issues where I hate when... This is a small area. I think this movie, the set was only 3 rooms, okay? 3 rooms. It was bigger, obviously, than that, but I think we got, the set, the location was filmed in 3 rooms. Every time that they were conspiring, Emmett and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, whenever they were conspiring... Michelle,
Yep.
whenever they were conspiring, it was like, where the fuck is John Goodman? Like,
Yeah.
they're building fucking Iron Man suits. They're doing all kinds of
that's
shit.
what I thought. Where was Emmett when she went and, like, hit the bottle over his head and then was stitching his head afterwards.
Everybody just disappears.
Like, where did Emmett just go for that whole scene? There was a big ruckus. Now he's like, did John Goodman kill the Emmett while she was?
Yeah, I don't.
I totally didn't know.
But they're constantly like they're making all these like little plans and they're talking to each other and it's like, where the hell is he taking like a long shit? Is he taking a long shit or something? Because he's nowhere to be found. And I'm like, and the places that they're trying to conspire is right in the fucking living room where they're doing the goddamn puzzle pieces, right? And I'm like, if you're gonna conspire, won't you go like, I don't know,
in her room that has a big solid door and
in there, or the racks by the food, something. You don't stand in a fucking living room where there's all kinds of entrances right there, and they have John Goodman coming in and be like, "I hear you," you know. So I thought that was crazy. And then there were some issues I had with at the beginning of this movie. John Goodman just like he leads them on, like leads her on anyway, like. Just tell her if the world ends and you
the
guys.
The very beginning when his character came into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like.
If the world ever ends and I have a person that is with me, I'm gonna sit them down and I'm gonna be like, you're handcuffed. Okay, I'm gonna use Mark. I'm gonna use you for an example, right?
Do we need to get the handcuffs?
Yeah. Do you have anything?
I don't.
It's okay. Hey,
I
almost grabbed your dick.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was like,
we can tie him.
I was like, don't grab my dick. Okay, so let's wrap this over your hands.
Sure.
Okay, let's role play here.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I just handcuffed Mark.
Whoops.
All right, you woke up. All right. I got my tea. I got my tea. I've been dealing with this for a while. Calm down.
Yeah, I can't move, man.
Calm down, sir.
What's going on?
I want you to clear your mind. The world just ended. And I know what you're thinking. You don't believe me. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at you. I'm probably coming off very intimidating and crazy, right? But I'm going to take you upstairs right now. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to show you the window. And I'm going to let you look outside for yourself, okay? And please don't do anything, all right? I want you to just stay calm. This is hard to handle, but we will get through this together.
Sounds good.
Is that better than what he did?
Freak out.
Is that better than what he did?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of like left her hanging there.
Oh, completely the first couple times.
Yeah.
And then I totally
you can't
thought
open the
that whatever he named the dead pigs, I thought it was a setup, and like he had like mutilated some bodies and stuff. Especially when she realized he hit her off the road, and that was the truck that hit her.
Did you buy that then when I was talking to my
totally. No, I thought you were totally gonna
rape him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you're gonna take him to that airlock room and show him what a real.
I want to go show you the two dead pigs through a small window. You're gonna have to trust me. We're gonna be here together for a couple years.
All right.
How does it work, Dubby? I think there's a better way than what he does. He just kind of like is a dick about the whole thing. You know, everybody's dead. You listen to me.
I don't know why he. Well, because he was psycho. He was a pedophile. He was psycho. And
you can't prove that.
You know, they would only show where she was sleeping.
The only thing he would identify her at in that stupid card game they were playing.
I think he was a pedophile.
Little princess.
Yeah, he was a pedophile, probably.
Girl, a little one. He couldn't think of the word woman.
Yeah, he was a freaking
pedophile.
Yeah, but it was like, and she's so loud every time she was doing something, she's so fucking loud. But I would like one character to just communicate with him, like, you know, when he's like, stop touching, or eat your food, or sit down before, because you know, with that moment where he gets up and he actually confronts the character, he's like, I want you to say sorry now. That's when it gets a little freaky, and you kind of know what you're dealing with, and you got to kind of figure out different angles, right? Yeah. But before that, you would think they would just like talk.
Play it cool.
No, I would talk to him and be like, okay, if we're going to be down here together for like 2 years, you're going to have to work on how you speak to me, and I'm going to have to work how I speak to you.
Right.
Because you don't know he's a psycho at this point until he gets up.
You are talking like a rational thinking person, not someone who's mentally ill.
I don't know he's irrational until he gets in my face later on.
But he's not thinking like that. He's thinking, I'm in control, and I want everything. And so, yeah. He got jealous when she touched him.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Before he got jealous, you would think there would be some conversation because he's just coming off like a dick, and I'd be like, "Why are you
jealous in the first place?" Because Emmett got in the place.
Yeah.
And so he didn't want to share Emmett.
What exactly? But she doesn't know all this, so she should be like, "Why are you a dick?" That's it.
Yeah. Well,
he had a gun.
That like Emmett had spent so much time with him building this thing, and it, that's not a short amount of time to build this.
Right,
so you would think that he would have picked up some cues from him along the way, other than him being a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, something, right?
Yeah, but no, I was making.
Sound like he was just jerking off in the cornfield watching him build his fucking house here.
We see her room in this movie. We don't know where John Goodman's character is sleeping, and Emmett, I guess, sleeps on a pile of food or something.
He didn't plan a room for her.
Oh, that's right.
Or for him. He was unplanned, so he slept in the racks and just had like a wall and a little cubby in between the racks. Yeah. But John Goodman had the nice wooded panel room and the bathtub and the toilet and everything that nobody was allowed to use without permission.
It was cracking me up too, when she was building her suit. For one, I bet that thing didn't work for fucking shit. If there was like something...
Duct tape works wonders.
Yeah, maybe. I can't argue with that when you say it like that. But you said something like about building the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, it was like the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, it's just like the first Iron Man movie.
Come on.
Nobody has any idea that she's doing that.
Yeah, she's like the fucking Tony Stark in this movie. She's in her room. She's fucking John McClane. She scienced the shit out of that fucking Iron Man.
I thought it was awesome though that they set it up the entire movie for her to be that smart. She wasn't a stupid, girly character the whole time.
She was conspiring in the fucking living room. I would argue that she's dumb as shit.
No, she was trying to act natural and normal and talk about normal things because in case he did come by, they were by the jukebox. Oh, we're not doing anything. If they went and hid off somewhere else, he would have been like, what's going on? Where are they? They were in the living room, out in the open. Of course they're not conspiring.
She left her suit hanging right underneath the mattress.
Oh, she tried to shove it under there. She was just too quick.
I don't know.
I didn't like that she got busted for grabbing his keys, and she lets her off the hook.
Yeah.
And then, but no, I would have thought if you're going to kill a guy for making a weapon, if somebody tried to take your keys, you'd probably kill them too. But
yeah. Well, and being loud at the end of the movie where she's like, she should be dead. She should be dead from these aliens, man. She's like... she's looking outside. She's falling backwards. She's like, I hate horror movies, science fiction movies where the characters are so loud and you're just like, fucking be quiet. I can't stand it. But what did you think of this? Like, again, it's a brother. It's that close of a relative. It's a blood relative to Cloverfield. This movie. The end of this movie. Did you even give a shit?
About the end? They totally could have cut off the end of the movie and left me hanging and maybe just showed an alien off in the distance or something like that.
This would make a better Cloverfield 1, wouldn't it? Because like usually for a science fiction movie like this, you'd bring this kind of movie on because you didn't have that much of a budget, and then you'd have this reveal at the end, and then people get pumped for the huge sequel like a Cloverfield 2. Yeah. This is like, man... I just did not care about I didn't care about the aliens at all at the end of this movie. I didn't care about anything.
But after everything she went through with John Goodman, and then the aliens show up, they didn't seem all that threatening to me after everything else she had just gone through.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's built that way, like with
the
script.
Like you said, it just felt like it was tacked on.
Just tacked on, man.
And really, when did Cloverfield come out? Like 2009? Something like that?
Man, I don't even know.
I mean, it's been so many years, and then this comes out. I don't really want to wait that long to find out, these little teases to each other. At this point now, I don't care. Yeah,
and we started this review off with, talking about Godzilla.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Like, there's someone out there that loves Cloverfield 1.
Yeah.
It's probably on their goddamn top 10 list of all time, okay? Somebody. Would you be pissed if, like, it was when your top 10, and you're like, oh my god, Cloverfield 2 is going to be so awesome. I can't wait, all the carnage, and I can't wait to see the cleanup and the battles in the streets, and then you get this fucking stellar movie with John Goodman, and then at the end it's just tacked on, like they didn't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they pulled that same shit with a Pacific Rim 2 or a Godzilla 2?
I'd be upset, for sure.
Fucking, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man,
well, they set it up for her to battle them in the third one.
And she's
heading to Houston instead of Baton Rouge.
Do you care about a third? Do you care?
No, because I was just more intrigued with the whole story in the cellar.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't remember anything about Cloverfield because, as you remember, I said that I couldn't watch it because I was sick. So I didn't know there was aliens and monsters until you guys said something. So I thought, oh, maybe there really wasn't aliens or monsters and maybe he was just a really psycho guy and it was all a setup. And then I was really disappointed that there were aliens and they were weird looking fucking aliens.
I was kind of hoping when the alien ship dropped off the little alien,
the little pod,
I was
the little worm with the teeth.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be the same aliens from Cloverfield that they found
the small ones.
Yeah,
those were, and that's what I was hoping too that would pop up.
Yeah,
because those things are cool, man.
If you really wanted to link the two some way,
use those. And those are cool looking little aliens. Like I remember, there's a scene in Cloverfield 1. Like I don't remember a whole lot of Cloverfield 1.
Was Cloverfield the name of the town?
Actually, and to let everybody in on this, Cloverfield is actually, I think it's a street or something like that in like near Bad Robot, like their production studio or something. So.
But Cloverfield
was it
a city or a town in their production? Because this was, I mean, she knocked over
10
a
Cloverfield.Lane, so probably so. But.
Or when she's driving off towards Houston, and they show the lightning shows the ships in there. It would have been cool to have the big alien from Cloverfield off.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. Because I thought everything that they did show us alien wise was so generic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I've seen it before, and at least, like I was saying, like Cloverfield 1, I don't remember a whole lot, but there's this scene in the subway, I think, where either someone's running or they come out of the subway. It's been a while since I've watched it, but they didn't show you, like, the monsters actually, like, these little monsters, like, tearing into somebody, like, straight up, just filming straight on.
Yeah.
It was shadows on the walls, and you could see the aliens tearing into somebody. It was a very effective scene.
Yeah.
Just how they filmed it, and I was like, man, I want to see those things in here. Or like you just said, that Cloverfield monster in the sky. I just got these huge Terminator Salvation, Avengers, like, things floating around. And I don't like, I'm not a fan of that style of art. I don't like that look or that design for aliens. And then how many times have you seen like a very centipede looking thing? That's like been so overdone.
It reminded me of the silver roly-poly bugs that crawl on the ground and then they roll up into the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Those like little silver roly-polies.
Yeah, and so I think that design's stupid. But and then just having her as that action hero at the end where she just takes down a whole fucking ship with like a Molotov cocktail. I don't buy that for a goddamn minute.
I wouldn't even try that knowing as high up as I was. And she survives the truck.
Oh yeah, the alien arms bounce her down to the ground and it crashes and there's an airbag in the really old truck that she was in.
I was so with it until the very end.
Yeah.
Very end as in when she took on the aliens, or the very end when she got out and there was aliens?
Well, when she sees the geese flying in the air, and you mentioned and she takes off her helmet,
like everything's
her
fine.
Yeah. Well, but that's a good point. I liked how she was smart. She's like, wait a minute, there's birds. It's not toxic to them.
But what I was true. But what I was saying is it could that lady that popped up in the window and she was all like her flesh was rotting and everything. How long does that take? Is it contact right away?
She kept saying, I didn't touch very much. He didn't touch me very much. So maybe she remembered that because she was screaming. It was traumatic.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying, though, is you don't know how long that it takes. It could take a day. It could take a week. It could take 3 weeks before your flesh will start decaying. And how long is it going to take for you to actually be infected by this? You look at Chernobyl. If you were like right at the source, then you were pretty fucked up. But there was people like weeks on end that were years on end that got a mutation or anything like that. So depending on how close you were to that source, or that infection or that bacteria or
water source.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. She's like, she takes off her mask. If I took off my mask, I would be thinking, God damn, it feel good now. Oh man, but I hope I'm not breathing in some shit that's gonna kill me like in 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a gamble. But the look on her face was like, everything is fine in the world, And I don't know. That could be me picking on it a little bit, but like I said, I thought this movie was good, but I knew where it was all going. There was nothing that really surprised me. John Goodman was kind of here and there, maybe a little bit of twisting and turning. I didn't know if he's good or bad, but you could tell he was just, he wasn't stable.
So you expected Emmett to get shot in the head point blank range?
No,
and then thrown into a tub of acid in his bones.
No, I didn't see that coming, but I mean, for the most part, this movie was, hour 45 minutes, whatever.
Something like that.
There wasn't much that surprised me.
But I think it was very entertaining. I think it was fun. I think it's worth the see.
Well, let's break it down to AV scale. 1 out of 5. Ugly, bad, good, great. Is this a pantheon, Mark?
No.
Darn it, Mark!
I thought it was fun though. I'd give it a good.
I would give it a 3. I'd give it a good. I'd say, go ahead if you want to go see a matinee and have a few dollars to spend.
So you guys are giving it 3.
Yeah, and if somebody asked me, Mark, should I see Cloverfield before I see this? You don't have to.
No, you don't have to see shit.
Not at all.
Actually,
I don't know anything about Cloverfield, and I enjoyed this movie.
It was still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you give it a 3 out of 5.
Yep.
3.
Yep, I give it a 3 out of 5 too. I thought, and to back my 3 up, I thought it was good. You know, I don't think I'll ever watch it again, but it was good. It's a good time to spend on Friday night for John Goodman's performance.
Well, and that's why I say I think John Goodman saved it. If he wasn't in it,
like
it
John,
wouldn't have been.
if you like John Goodman, guy, he's top notch. Yeah. He's awesome.
By the way, I'm super glad that he's lost a lot of weight now.
Mm-hmm.
But man, if they were going to live in that bunker for 2 years and he was already that big, well, you better ration your food.
Well, so we're
big.
sitting in the theater and another person's like, "Man, he's getting bigger, isn't he?" I was like, "I don't think so," but yeah.
Yeah. So I thought the location was tight too. For an underground bunker, for only having a few rooms to film in.
I thought the set
design I thought the set was pretty good. The music,
really
I thought they had some good music beats too when they're playing the puzzles, and it was very sinister to have some of the choices of music.
The happy and the...
very happy to kind of go alongside of John Goodman's character. So I thought that was very stylish. I think this is the director, I forget his name, but I think this is his first film. So I'm going to be curious to see what he does in the future. Maybe he should do Star Wars 16. That's what I'm thinking right now. But
I think you should stick with mystery suspense. He does that well.
What do you guys think of Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
I'm not impressed with her.
Yeah, I just think she's
just there.
She's just kind of there. Yeah. What do you think?
It's just okay.
Just okay, right?
Yeah.
She was serviceable.
She's
in there.
forgettable.
She is forgettable. That's a very good word.
She didn't service John though. You said she was serviceable.
But yeah, so anything else you guys want to comment on this movie?
I liked Emmett's character probably the best, actually.
Really? Yeah.
I thought he was a good actor, and maybe it's just the way the character was written.
I was hoping for a
really
twist
nice
and turn
guy.
there with Emmett. I really was.
That he was setting it up too, and
yeah,
he was in
like
on the kidnap or whatever. Yeah.
I just wish that this movie here wasn't tied to Cloverfield, and that it was like a new science fiction movie. That would have been cool. I still wouldn't give a shit because the concept art, the actual aliens that we get at the end, I didn't care for.
Yeah.
But if this was just a new science fiction movie and we're guessing and they M. Night Shyamalan us, where the whole movie you're expecting, you don't know what to expect from John Goodman, and then the end of the movie there's fucking angels and demons and fucking flying shit, I don't know, whatever, right? If they went that route, I'd be like, okay, I was not expecting that. I didn't know what they were gonna do. Cool. But by calling it 10 Cloverfield.Lane, that's what took the gas out of it for me, because I just knew. I knew we were going to get the monster at some point or some kind of alien, and then nothing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a franchise that's going to take off.
No, I think so too. I don't think. I'm very curious to see what the reviews are on this. Because I haven't even looked at any. We came right from the movie right here, so I'm very curious what the scores are. But anything else you guys want to say?
Emmett was right about. John Goodman having a theory about giant space worms. So, yeah.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
No, that's very interesting.
So.
I was looking for... I'm glad they didn't go all CG John Goodman, too, when he falls... he gets up from the CG. Like, half of his face gone.
Okay, but I really wanted to rewind at that point, because I swear more than that one little side of his face. Thank you!
Yeah.
I totally thought. And then when he gets I'm like, he's going to be all mutilated and gross all over. It was one, like, not even his whole half of his face. It was like a quarter of the half. I was like, what?
Yeah.
His face was down in that damn acid, and his arms, too.
I give it a 3. I was disappointed, though, because I honestly thought that, man, because this came out of nowhere, 2 months the trailer dropped, and then bam, here's your movie, almost unheard of. I don't know if that's ever been done. And I was like, wow, what if, Mark?
Right.
What if this was the movie that, man, could this make my top 10?
I haven't hardly
fucking
seen
out of nowhere like this. This could be cool. It's a Bad Robot production. Wow, and it's a March release. It is. It's your typical March release. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Not a whole lot of fans.
It's gonna get overlooked.
And it should. I give it a 3. So, anything else?
I'm good.
All right, Mark. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Mark Marquis, and always on the AV Facebook page.
Find me at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds April 9th for our first Brawlin' Dolls game. Come out and see us, support us on Facebook and then on AV.
You can find us on Adventures in Videoland. We're on Tumblr. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're got a website coming soon. I don't know.
Soon to be webpage.
Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen, man. Oh, it's every time I get to do something with it, it's just not good enough, and we start over. We start editing.
He's a perfectionist. It will be coming. It just is a slow,
I want it to be good.
process.
So, but when the website comes, it's gonna be awesome. Everything starts and ends on Facebook. That's not gonna change. This is more like a home base. If you really want to see what's going on with Adventures, you go there. So, like I said, we're on Instagram. We got hundreds of pictures. We're on Twitter. You can find us at Videolanders on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. We're all over the place. So come find us. And when you find us, don't put us in a fucking cellar because that's fucked up.
Or a bunker.
Unless there's aliens out there. And then if you do, then at least talk to us. Talk nice to us. And try to explain to us about the fucking monsters out there or the nuke or the whatever. Just talk nice to me and just see how I react first, because I think that's the best way to go.
Best way. Yeah. I agree.
All right. So until next time, my good people. What do you think? Should they talk nice to us? How would you do it? Do what I did to Mark. Talk to him. Hey, he just woke up.
I wouldn't chain someone up.
Okay. So he just woke up.
Number one.
Lunge towards her.
Oh yeah.
Because you're... Oh,
Man, I'm about to freak out.
He's freaking. Tell her about. Hang on a second, Mark.
Where am I? What's going on?
You're in an underground bunker. We had a nuclear fallout. There's lots of bombs and things. I found you on the side of the road. You can go up and see for yourself, but please don't open the door because there's some fallout and some chemicals in the air.
Thanks for the info.
We've got enough food here. I hope we can...
Is that how you would react?
No, but...
What would you do? Would you try to go outside?
He'd probably push past me, run up the fucking stairs, and try to go outside and kill himself.
I mean, if the last thing I remember was being in a car accident, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I wouldn't chain someone up, though.
If it was April and she talked to me in a calm manner...
And not a sinister, I know I'm fucking looking crazy right now, but don't think I am. I'm not going to kill you or rape you in the closet around the corner.
What if April and I were both talking to you, and we were both naked?
Well, that would be weird.
And we're like,
awesome.
Now listen, there's a nuke that went off outside.
And it singed all our clothes off.
You're not going to believe this. All right.
We have to repopulate.
I got to get real quick. Would you go to Houston or Baton Rouge?
I'm going to Baton Rouge.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to Baton Rouge. Where are you going?
I'm going to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, we're driving. We're all got the fucking minibus, and we're going to fucking Baton Rouge.
I'm helping
Fuck you all
myself
in
before I go to
Houston.
Houston.
How do I know it's not a trick?
Houston.
Or a
Yeah,
trap?
it's a trick. They're trying to impregnate women in Houston. The aliens are trying to impregnate. We've seen this in 28 weeks later. 28 days later. That's what they did.
They kept
the
saying
military
over
called,
and over again.
The military called 20 days later, and then they banged chicks and trying to get them pregnant to start the human race. Aliens are trying to do that kind of same trick.
Well, they kept saying medical expertise or fighting experience, like they are army vets or something like that, or some kind of military.
Yeah.
And she led us to believe she had some kind of experience like that.
Yeah. Very
disappointing. I don't think she was a medic or a military.
I will end with this. Fuck Houston.
What are you hungry for, Mark?
Yeah, he's hungry for that penis.
To talk?
No, wait a minute.
Hungry for that penis!